Okay, so I have been watching, some videos here and there on the whole Country Wayne Skits, Amber Anthony Shayla line, right? And I saw the one where Amber and Anthony went to counseling, and she brought up the whole "Did you love Wayne?" kind of thing. The counselor, I'm not really liking the counselor because I'm like Amber on this one. What's that got to do with it? It's right up there with Anthony saying, "Well, because she slept with my business partner." How you gonna keep throwing it in there, saying it's not an excuse, but y'all keep throwing it in? Does it matter? People fall in love with other people. Now, what she did wrong was to be messing around with him all the way up to the day she got married. Yeah. Did she admit that? Yes. When she got caught, let's just say, because if Miss Shayla had not ran her mouth, who had a hidden agenda, he would have never found out about it. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but once he did, she said, "Okay, yes, I did it. I did it. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Forgive me." And then he told the big lie of, "Well, okay, we can do this. We'll make it past that thing." And then continue to hold it over her head. "Well, she slept with my business partner," giving himself the excuse to continue to do what he was doing with Shayla anyway. Mm-hmm. But I digress. Now, our little counselor is bringing up, well, let me ask you this. Did you love Wayne when you were in a relationship with him? First of all, did you ask Anthony, did you love did you find yourself in love with Shayla when you started cheating with her while you were married? No, you didn't ask him that, right? And now he all in his feelings because he's like, she loved him and went to Chase, and Chase was like, "Well, love is love, love is relative, love is this, blah blah blah." And he said, "That's a long time ago," and it was. Doesn't matter who she loved before you. You just happen to know who she loved before you. You also just happen to know who she was messing around with all the way to the day she said, "I do" to you. I get that part, but that ain't what you're trying to find out. You just trying to find out if you were the only one she felt that deeply for, right? Selfish, narcissistic much, you think? Anywho, so now on the other side of that, Shayla's over there talking to her mom about him going to, counseling, though she knew about it, right? Because you remember that he came home all happy, happy, joy, joy, and, because they had a good counseling session where they admitted they loved each other. He was all happy, but then the next one, he ain't feeling good. This last one, he ain't feeling it. He ain't feeling it, okay? So she was telling her mom about this, and she was like, "Well, it's things that have to happen. Well, you know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking?" That's her mama. Okay, paraphrasing. Vibe with me. So she says, I'm thinking that you and Anthony should go to counseling. I mean, something, for want of a better word, premarital counseling, if you will, just so that you can get ahead of things and make sure everything's on the right page, everything's left, right, left, everything's copacetic, so that when you guys get married, because who knows, had he and Amber gone to counseling before they got married, maybe he wouldn't have married Amber. Well, when you think about it like that, do you also think that maybe if he had not married Amber, your girl wouldn't be with him because she only wanted him because Amber had him? Anyhow, that's a whole nother story. So, she listening to her mama. Zashi's like, "I don't think that's a good idea." But, they kicked Zashri and her ideas to the curb because they feel like she ain't got no man. She don't know. She don't know what she talking about. So, you don't matter. How you gonna go to premarital counseling with a married man who's in counseling with his wife? Now they're of the idea that he's doing this to make to get things on a good level so that they can have an amicable divorce and everything else like that. Not knowing that Anthony wants this counseling so that he can get his wife back, so that he ain't got to get no divorce and lose his crap. Because we now know it's not fluff. It ain't fluff. Does he care about her? Yeah. Is he narcissistic enough to say, "I don't want her with nobody else," though? That's his issue. I may not want to be with her. Maybe I do because I just got caught up in this Shayla thing. You know what I'm saying? Would they have lasted forever? I don't think so, because of his. They both got issues, right? They probably should have got married in the first place. But he got caught up with Shayla and then got caught between that rock and that hard place called Kai. And now he's stuck. But now he wants to go back to what he knew and what he could control, his marriage to Amber. But he ain't telling them that. He's telling them, "I'm only doing this to keep her happy, so she don't take all my stuff, yada yada yada, boo boo boo." And they just sucking it up like a spoiled sponge. Anyhow, so now Shayla, with her crazy self, goes and asks him, you know what, babe? I was just thinking that you and I should probably do some sort of counseling. He was like, what? Yeah, I was just thinking some sort of like premarital counseling, for our future and everything else like that. Man, when I say Anthony went the flip off, he went the beep, 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 beep off. And he's like, why would I know? And she was like, but I'm just thinking it would invest in our future because who knows? Then she threw her mother's words at Anthony. If you had gone to counseling with Amber, you might not have married her. I mean, we're just trying to avoid that because you and I have been through a lot. It makes sense that we would do some kind of counseling to make sure we're on the right page because, we're parents, we're lovers, we're this. We should solidify our relationship now before we get down the fact. That man ain't proposed. He ain't really ever said, yes, I'm going to marry you. None of that. He ain't said, well, when this divorce is over, then I can make you Mrs. Dalton. None of that. The only time Mrs. Dalton comes out the mouth, it's her mouth or her mom's mouth. Or it's actually when she being smart mouth saying, he ain't finna make you the next Mrs. Dalton. Okay, so he's like, no. I mean, he cut her off while she was going on about how this could help, how this. No. I am counseled out. No. Oh, but you'll go to get counseled for your divorce, but you won't go to get counseled so we can get our relationship, this, and that. He's like, no. What is this, tit for tat? What? I'm going to counseling with Amber, and now you want to go to counseling? It's just like the cake. What? The golf cake, the grass on the green on the other side. Everything that Amber does that she seems to think is pulling Anthony toward her, Amber, she wants to do it too. So if Amber's going to counseling and she's affecting his emotional roller coaster, she wants to go to counseling too so she can smooth it out, right? She don't want Amber to have nothing she don't have, okay? And as long as it has something to do with Anthony, whatever she's got connected to Anthony, she wants it. He's like, no, you what? He begs like, you tripping? No, Well, see, I don't understand why you're getting upset. Yeah, you trying to go to marriage counseling with a married man who ain't trying to really end his marriage for whatever reason. It ain't because of love. For whatever reason, he ain't trying to end that marriage. And he ain't telling you that. He telling you the whole, I don't want her to do. Okay, the only way she gonna take all his money is if she does not divorce him. Because if she divorces him, the judge is going to decide what she gets. He already knows that. He is trying to avoid the divorce at all costs. Because then let's just say Amber says, well, you know what? Maybe we can put this divorce on hold and let's just see where it goes. You know what I'm saying? And he'll be like, oh, okay. You're going to have to talk to Shayla. He gonna go back and tell Shayla, look, it's not gonna be for long. I'm just moving into another part of the house. You've seen how big the house is. I'm just gonna move there for a few months just so that we can, till I can get my affairs in order, and then I can file for divorce. See, that's something Anthony would do if he was a smart businessman that he says he is. Okay. Right. And then Shayla's not having none of that. Okay. And of course, by him keeping that lie to himself, Amber's not gonna know he's, got his hidden agenda, and she's going to be thinking maybe we could work this out, blah, blah, blah. They sleep together. Maybe she has a baby. It's not going to be as simple as Anthony thinks it would by just easing the mind, paving the road, if you will. It's not. But right now, he's a little bit of hot mess. Hot because she suggested let's go to premarital counseling of all things. Really? Y'all ain't married? You can't get it done by no pastor. Because they'd be like, y'all married? Are you planning to get married? She might be like, yeah, he gonna be like, no. Okay, no. We're just trying to, no, we ain't doing that. And he said he ain't doing it. He ain't doing it. So she can't just go out there and, book it, schedule it. So she's like, and he was like, you know what, whatever. And he left. Don't forget you need to come back because I have to go. He's like, yeah, whatever. And he left, slamming doors. He is tired of Shayla, y'all. He's tired of her. This bubble is getting so tight. You know how you blow a balloon up, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it's getting ready to pop? It's getting ready to pop, y'all. I just can't wait to see what happens and what all the mess is going to come out when it pops because it's going to be some mess. What y'all think? I'll talk to you.